Hey, it's James, Father's Rights and Resources, hashtag how I got custody. Just want to let you know that you're not alone in this. I just talked to a client and she had said that she was compelled to talk to me because my videos made her feel like she wasn't alone. As far as thinking, your friends and family think that you're crazy for admitting how crazy the family court system is, right? It can't be that bad. The system can't be that bad. They blow off the torture and torment that you go through. So it can make you feel crazy, or, everybody says, my case is the worst case ever. My judge is the worst case ever, because you feel like you're the only one who's dealt with something like this. Or that, it's worse in your case because you're so traumatized by how bad it is and everybody blows you off, because nobody knows how bad the family court system is until you actually go through it. Nobody believes that it's that bad. Johnny Carson was a late night talk show host, for those of you who are younger, before David Letterman, Jay Leno, and then all the weirdos doing the Tonight Show and the late night talk shows now. I forget all their names. But Johnny Carson used to get made fun of because he was married 2 or 3 times and he had to give each woman half of his money. And it was a joke, but it's really not funny. It's not funny how horrifically horrible these people treat you. And how they torture you by taking your kids, taking your money, messing you up. You're thinking all day long in your job about how horrible this is. I used to go to my job, I was a truck driver, so we would all come and pick up our loads of stuff at different times. So I'm in the warehouse by myself, loading up my truck at my random shift or whatever. And I'm sitting there talking to myself about arguments that I'm rehearsing in my head over and over in court. I got my hand truck, I'm scooping up these boxes, putting them in my truck, and I'm like, this stupid judge is sitting here saying this and that. Doesn't he know? And I'm sitting there talking to myself, because this stuff will drive you crazy and make you do stuff like that. But, so the lady who called me, it made me think, most people think that they're alone and nobody understands what they're going through and nobody can emphasize and nobody ever will, or they're like, am I crazy? Am I the only one who's suffering in this court system? But, I'm here with answers for you to combat that. But you have to get on the offensive and combat this stuff. And there's hope to do it. Like the video I did about that hater. That guy looks to me like he lost. He's running around on my page saying, you got to pay $50,000 for an attorney if you have a chance at 50-50. Even though I got thousands of guys who got 50-50, or did better, or got custody after they just simply got on the offensive. I know guys who settled on 50-50, all because they served them other paperwork and got on the offensive for a motion and for interrogatories. I'll bet you the guy who's complaining and saying, you have to spend $50,000 because he spent that much money, or he ran out of money so he couldn't get 50-50, he's caught up in the loop of the system that says spend money, use attorneys, and then you get creamed, and then you think, well, if I got creamed with an attorney, there's no way somebody can do it without an attorney. That's precisely the problem. It's a system built by lawyers, for and by lawyers, for the lawyers to profit and make money. And the lawyers half-ass everything and don't go in there and fight the right way. Why should they? They don't care about you. So you are alone in that courtroom, even if you have an attorney, because the attorney's not really on your side. You're up against the system, but you're not totally alone in that there's millions of people who've gone through what you've gone through. But on top of that, you got somebody in me who went through what you went through and was in and out of court for 20 years and won over and over and over again. So you should take seriously what I'm talking about. I look at my videos. When there's a video ranting about an attorney or something like that, I did a video on a deposition where I showed a deposition of a policeman, a policeman and a policewoman getting interrogated for violating somebody's rights. They look stupid. My whole point was to show that this is how a deposition can be done and can be effective, because I tell you guys to do depositions if you have an attorney. And even guys without an attorney have done depositions. I just got a guy up in Washington. He just fought off the mother trying to take the kids away and got 50-50. He did a deposition on the mother himself and grilled her at trial all by himself. And then I got a hater bitch in the comments saying, you can't do this by yourself. James got lucky. I didn't get lucky one time. I got lucky over and over and over and over again, so it's not luck anymore. So, that being said, why don't you trust? You don't have to even trust me, but listen to what I'm saying. Like, I don't tell you to do my program, what I'm saying to do. I'm telling you to do what worked for me and everybody else. The stuff that's in place that worked, getting on the offensive, going to war, using all the tools, manipulating the system, and using the system to my advantage, like the other side is doing against you, because these attorneys will get on the offensive and smash a dude in court. They'll help a mother lie in court. They'll go to war against a father and help a mother lie. But when they're representing a dad, they're like, oh, just trust the system and sit down and be quiet and don't say anything and just let them run over you and trust the system. Let's just wait and wait and wait and wait. You are outnumbered. The judge, the opposing attorney, the mother. If you're a mother dealing with a narcissistic father, then the father. And sometimes your own attorney are all against you. But you're not totally alone, and you have a resource here. And it didn't hit me. And I tell you guys, you're on your own. Nobody gives a crap about your case, which is true. But there's somebody who actually cares about this and justice prevailing, and that's me. And that's why I'm out here doing this page and sharing free information with people you won't get anywhere else. And then on top of that, you can get a consult with me. Why would you not? Just talked to somebody last night. I thought he paid me. He said he paid me. And then halfway through the conversation, he said he was going to pay me. And I asked for payment up front. And then at the end of the conversation, I said, we're over time now. You paid me, right? And he said, no. And I said, well, I got to get paid, dude. And then he's like, well, I need another answer to this and that. Having the audacity to ask for that after he's stealing time from me. And this guy waited until the last minute, the night before a contempt hearing, to even call me. He's been on this contempt. He filed the contempt motion a month ago, and he's having problems with his attorney the entire month. And he calls me the night before. Why are you guys waiting till the last minute to get help? Do you cram for a final exam the night before and just start reading the material? You're not alone. You got some help, but you got to access the help. Or else you got to study all my videos and go look up the stuff for yourself, because that's what I'm usually doing. And I'm not like Judge Anthony. I say, oh, here's my theory about how this works for me and this and that. I show you like the laws, the rules, the case law. I just talked to somebody in Nevada yesterday. For the first time, I looked up the laws in Nevada, which I have before, but for the first time in Nevada, he needed some case law. We got a hit right away. He has 3 different case law to look up. He learned how to search case law in his first consult with me. Most of you have been watching me for a year or two and never even tried that. Why? Why aren't you getting all the help you can get? You're spending $10, $20, $30, $50,000 on attorneys. Some people say, oh, well, the initial consult's $100 for an hour and a half. I don't got that. So you haven't been able to save for a year $100 to rescue your life with your kid? I guarantee you spend $100 on Starbucks or fast food. You got to prioritize this stuff. You're not alone, but you have to access the help if you want help. 99.9% of people feel empowered after talking to me. There's a few busters who they don't really want to fight. They want me to rescue them and save stuff. And I'm like, I'm teaching you how to do stuff. And then they don't do what I say. And then years later they come back, oh, I got screwed. Like one guy, there's one stalker on TikTok. He's like, I got screwed. James is a con artist. He met with me one time, went to court and lost. I lost a couple of times in court at first, but I kept at it. So then he quit on what we were doing. And then he got 2 different attorneys and he's on supervised visitation 15 years later. And he's blaming me, not his attorneys. He paid $20,000 for attorneys to lose. He lost once with me. Anyway, you're not alone, but you need to reach out for help. I'm not going to ambulance chase. There's plenty of times I can go and hunt somebody down and give them a sales pitch and convince them. I want you to initiate the call. When people call me up and say, hey, my son needs help, here's his phone number, call him. No, I want your son to call me. I need you to initiate the call. And if you don't even have the initiative to call me yourself, and you got to have somebody else, a girlfriend or a mom or somebody talk you into doing it, or me do it, I'm not doing it because you don't care. You have to care and take the initiative.